What up guys, it's a Saber 4. We're going to be looking at another Japanese set today. It's going to be the Clay Burst set. So basically this and the Snow Hazard that I reviewed last time are probably going to combine for another of our own English, I guess Western sets when they're going to come out. Ignore the description here on Cerebi. I said the same stuff as well on the Snow Hazard set and it had nothing to do with anything. It says focus on Koraidon, but it doesn't really. Last set didn't focus on Koraidon. I don't think this one is going to focus on Koraidon. But anyway, got the grass Pokemon as always. I know that I'm going to be pissed from the first seconds because I can already see the HP on these Pokemon. But I mean, I'm not going to waste too much time. So you got the Hoppip, 50 HP, doesn't do anything. And then Skiploom has an ability at least, so floating avoidance. When this Pokemon is to receive damage from your opponent's attacks, flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon receives no damage from that attack. So I've said plenty of times how I do not like this sort of gamble ability. They usually print this on like stage 1 Pokemon and maybe some stage 2 Pokemon like Dragapult. There was a stage 2 Dragapult that had this. And it's a gambler's card. Because if you get tails, if your opponent gets tails, then it's like it never had an ability in the first place. It doesn't do anything, so it's worthless. But then if you get heads, then it's mega broken because it's essentially just makes your attack worthless. You didn't do anything, and if they can get those a few heads with this effect, then all of a sudden your opponent wins by luck. And I've always hated this ability. I'm always going to hate it. I've said plenty of times, these sort of effects, they are not the way, they are not the answer to make regular Pokemon good. We don't need gimmick stuff, we don't need gamble stuff, we just need solid, straightforward, good, regular Pokemon cards. But they're going to give Skiploom this, I guess, and it does 30 damage and also 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, okay. Like the old days. And then Jumpluff, it has the same thing. I suspected as much. I mean, if they were going to give it to Skiploom, yeah. So same thing for Jumpluff. When this Pokemon is to receive damage, you flip a coin. If heads, no damage. Very, 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 very annoying. What else am I going to say? I hate this. It's not the way to go. Now, I guess has 90 HP, so everything else is bad on it. The attack Fluffy Wind, 60 damage plus 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This is very weak by today's standards. I've said this plenty of times. So 90 damage total. But if you're gonna be lucky and your opponent keeps getting heads, or you get heads, tails, whatever the hell, whoever flips the coin, you can avoid getting hit, then before you know it, I mean, getting free attacks, your opponent not touching you, damage is gonna add up. So do not like these cards, really no improvement. I would rather just they do a throwback to Jumpluff from Heart Gold Soul Silver, just something like that, but actually to keep up with the times. You know, they can do so many things, but they do this stupid shit that they've already done before. That also pisses me off. Great. So no matter what I say about me not getting angry in these set reviews, I always get angry. Okay, then we got Pineco. Nothing as well. Very vanilla card. But then we got a Forretress EX. Now this is kind of cool because it's been long overdue, I'd say. This is, I think, the first special Forretress card. And I mean, it's been a long time. I mean, what am I trying to say here? A long time coming. Yeah, this guy never really got any special cards despite being a Gen 2 Pokemon. Kind of iconic, I guess. Maybe he had some minor special cards, but no major special card, I think. I can't even think of any Delta Species cards from Gen 3. No GXs, Primes, Vs, nothing. So he gets an EX. Deserved, I'd say. It's a 270 HP stage 1 EX. I think that's pretty solid. And its ability, Exploding Energy. You may use this ability once during your turn. If you do, this Pokemon is KO'd. Okay, so they're gonna go the Electrode route. So you KO this guy, You search your deck for up to 5 grass energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, then shuffle your deck. Wow, now this is quite good. I mean, it's not going to be as versatile as the Electrode EX or Electrode GX, where you get any special energies, any energies you want. It's specific to grass energies, but it works from the deck too, which is very convenient. This is going to be much more straightforward. You know, if you want to take the risk and use this sort of energy acceleration effect, it's just going to be a lot more straightforward. You don't gotta have a discard engine or a bunch of discard outlets to dump the energies. You just get this guy out and KO him. And unlike Electrode Prime 2, which it milled cards at random from the top of the deck, this is just going to straight up, you search exactly what you need and attach them. And I think it's pretty good. This makes it really fair. And I don't know in the future if it's going to get any broken in the expanded format and stuff, like Electrode GX with the rulings and what have you, but at least it's fixed on the grass energies. And maybe that's good enough to balance it. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what the future is for Expanded. I don't want to talk about Expanded. I didn't really talk about it for Pokemon TCG Live yet, but it's not the same as for TCG Online because it doesn't have a ranked mode for Expanded. Anyway, to this card, I think this is a pretty cool effect. Strong energy acceleration, but you're going to give away 2 prizes, so it's fair enough. Yeah, we don't have any cards like Marnie, or not Marnie, but N in Standard. But there's got to be some cards that you can take the benefit of when you're behind in prizes, so that's always going to be a combo with this type of card, just like in the Gen 3 era. And then its attack, a guard press, 120 for 2. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not a good attack. It's just there to be there. The primary use for this Pokemon is to use this ability. And yeah, get those grass energies. So kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of a ripoff of Electrode. Normally this sort of blow up and grab energies effect is kind of reserved for that card, but I guess Forretress can be sort of similar. Alright. Then we get a Heracross card. Basic Pokemon. Tackle 2 for 50. Shit. And then Smash Horn. 110 for 3. Not affected by resistance. Shit as well. We get Taruntula. Beatdown. Can't retreat. Okay. Weak ass as fuck. Then you get the other Taruntula. Okay, I think this is the same, just a different version. So 2 for 40, shit. And then Spite Ops. This is the regular one. We got an EX in our Scarlet Violet set. So Entangle and Trap. Both players shuffle their active Pokemon all cards into their respective decks. Wow. Okay, so this is a unique attack for one. But is it really going to accomplish much? I guess maybe some sort of troll, stall, bullshit control deck might be born with it. But the thing is, you need 2 energies. This is a stage 1 that's going to die in 1 shot all the time. And nobody gets prizes. Everything gets shuffled back in the deck. I mean, you get shuffled back in as well. So I think this is just some gimmick stuff without a lot of thought put into it. Not going to do anything. And then Hammer in, shit as well, of course. What do we got next? We got Numble and Camerupt, Pokemon that I like from Gen 3. Nice background here. You got the windmill, you got this little Numble, kind of cute. Of course, it doesn't do much, but at least it has 90 HP for a basic. And it does auto burn, 20 for 1 too. Okay. And then Camerupt, 140 HP. This isn't so great, but I've seen worse. I mean, once again, though, it's not going to do anything. A pathetic 120 for 3 attack, not going to do anything. And then Eruption. Each player discards the top card of the deck. Does 100 damage for each energy discarded in this way. So Camerupt and other Pokemon like Macargo, I guess, maybe some other fire Pokemon, they've had attacks like this before. I can't quite think of the exact Camerupt cards that had this, but I know at least some camera cards have done this before, similar attacks. Now, you discard one, your opponent discards one. So you don't discard a bunch and then you can increase your odds, I guess, to do shitloads of damage. I mean, I guess if you do get 2 hits, that's 250 for 2. That's incredible. If you get 1, then it's 150 for 2. That's a bit more balanced. It's not that threatening then. And you do gotta make sure you have an energy stacked up on your deck. Now, there's ways to do this. I can think of Macargo from Celestial Storm and Expanded. I can't think of many standard cards that are going to do this, but there's probably some cards. It's not that good though. I mean, it's going to need 2 energies, at least if you work with 1 energy. But it's stage 1, 2 energies, always dying in 1 shot. It's just going to be very ineffective once again, just more filler cards. I kind of like the artwork as well. It looks like there's some stuff going on. It's shooting magma from its back. Pretty cool. Just clean artwork. But it's just not that strong. I mean, always going to be dying in 1 shot. It's the same old story. I don't know how many times I gotta repeat it. You guys gotta hear it. But that's facts. I mean, all of these cards are filler. You got Fletchender. It's a stage 1, so I guess the first form is going to be a basic. 50 for 1, and then you do 10 to yourself. And then Talonflame. Extremely weak, man. Extremely weak. 150 HP for a bird, and it doesn't even have free retreat. This should have been like 170 HP free retreat. That's like the minimum I would accept on a card like this. And it was still going to be dying in 1 shot. So what do you get with this card? Clutch, 50 for 1, can't retreat. Very minor damage. And then Raging Wind, if this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, it does 90 plus 70, so that is 160 for 1. Now, I'm not gonna lie, for just 1 energy, this can be pretty good because it gives you that range for 2-hit KOs. You know, at least it works with 1 energy, is what these stage 2 Pokemon need if they're gonna do anything, since they're gonna be dying turn after turn. But we gotta activate this condition though. We gotta have some damage counters on. So I guess perhaps some sort of rainbow energy that's gonna do it. There's the Magma Stadium from Brilliant Stars, Magma Hideout, whatever the name is. No, it's not Magma Hideout. But you get an energy and then you can get damage counters that way. I guess that'll work too. But yeah, we definitely gonna need to activate the condition, get damage counters on, because this guy's never gonna have damage counters because he got hurt and survived. He's always gonna be dead with 150 HP. But I mean, if you can consistently meet the condition and get that extra 90 damage, I mean, 160 for 1 every turn, that's respectable at the very least. I mean, once again, free retreat, maybe a few different traits on it would have made it a much better card, but at least if you can meet the condition, it's workable, as I've said. Okay, so not too horrible, or at least workable. I mean, at the end of the day, it probably won't be that good. Once again, Donphan, similar stuff, did not see success, so this is stage 2 as well. But I guess it at least is in that 2-hit KO range, sort of. I mean, with stage 2 EXs, it's not even quite, but you guys get the idea. So we got the little Mega Man Navi Pokemon here. You got this guy again, and then you got this form. I think it's the same, yeah, just 80 HP as opposed to 60. Bigger retreat. And then Chi-Yu EX. Right, this is a basic. It's not an evolved form or some shit. Okay. So Jealousy Burn, discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So I guess this is gonna be a mill card. A Houndoom EX from breakpoint, I think, had the exact same attack, and that did become like a mill deck for a little bit. Wasn't that great, but just something. And then Flame Search, it does 100 for 2, and then search, or not search, choose 3 of your bench Pokemon. For each of those, search your deck for a basic fire energy and attach it to that Pokemon. So this is some pretty effective energy acceleration. It spreads on a lot of Pokemon though, so it's a little bit too specific in that regard. You do get a lot of energies though. Needs 2 to attack. We got Reshiram V as well that does a similar thing. This is going to do damage though too. So who knows, maybe people are going to use this for energy acceleration, maybe not. I guess these sort of a U, or not U, this guy's Chi-Yu, the other Chi Pokemon, they're legendary Pokemon. It was the grass one and the water one from the last set. So maybe this has something to do with the lore here. Anyway, I don't know if they have anything to do with Koraidon, but that's what this card does. I guess it just gives you 2 options. Either you're going to use this for a mill deck, or you can just use this to power up your Pokemon, or just use both. I guess as an opening attack, milling your opponent's cards. Even if you don't aim to deck them out, that's always powerful. So I kind of like it in some ways, but it's a very weak EX Pokemon. I mean, at 190 HP, yeah, this ain't the Sun and Moon / XY era. I mean, when others have like 250, 240 HP, it's on the weaker side. Anyway, got a Pikachu and Raichu. Nothing, and Raichu. 140 HP Raichu. In ways, I'm not really used to seeing this shit as a stage 1, but I mean, we need to start getting used to this because it ain't the damn, like, black and white DP eras. That was a long time ago. We can't still have stage 1s like Raichu have like 110 HP and shit. I mean, even 140 is not good enough. So, does energy charge, search your deck for up to 2 lightning energies and put them on this Pokemon. So, pretty much worthless. And then Thunderbolt, discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. This is kind of usable. It's your typical high damage attack and then discard a bunch of energies, all energies in this case. There is a lot of support for lightning energy acceleration. At the same time though, there's a lot of competition too. A lot of Pokemon that can utilize that energy acceleration. I guess if you want to do like a stage 1-esque deck with Fluffies and this, you could. Will it be a good idea? Maybe, maybe not. But I mean, the first attack, if you gotta do this, then you're just wasting your time because you leave this guy active with 140 HP, he's always going to be dying once again. Okay. Then we got Shinx, Luxio, and Luxray. These guys get another print. They've been getting a lot of prints lately. And some of them were okay, but they didn't really do much. I got Luxio. Very weak stats, man. And this guy, he's weak as well. Still that fucking 150 HP. So, once during your turn, if this card is in your hand and you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, you may put this card onto your bench. Wow, now this is pretty cool. I guess this is something that's going to turn this Pokemon into like a basic in a way, but it's still going to be a stage 2. So that's a speedy way to get your main guy out. But its attack, Wild Bolt, it's 180 for 3, and this Pokemon does 20 damage to itself. Honestly, the self-damage doesn't matter because, as I've said many times, once again, this HP is too low. He's going to be dead no matter what. So, we'll take the 180 base damage to be in the range for 2 hit KOs once again. And even 1 hit KOs maybe with a little bit of support. I don't know, I mean, probably not, but 2 hit KOs for sure. I I guess you could use electro powers and expand it or something, but yeah, just too much work. It's good damage, but I mean 3 energies is too slow. I mean when Talonflame can do like 160 for 1. So it's a bit disappointing. I mean, I'd seriously would just rather it did 180 for 1 and then we get like an 100 self damage or some shit, because it just doesn't matter. I mean, maybe 8 self damage, I guess. It's just the self damage, it doesn't matter. This guy is always gonna be dead. But anyway, I guess you can get him out somehow quickly and then take forever to power him up. Not gonna be a very good card. I think only Talonflame has potential so far as a regular Pokemon. We got Pinkerchin, Stun Needle, Coin Flip Bullshit, and then Pursuit Energy. Can't be used unless you used Stun Needle during your first turn, during last turn. So 100 for 1. So 120. On average, that's 60. If you use both of these attacks. The chance for paralysis. Gimmick stock, as always, is going to be dead. And then got the Tat Bulb. Same thing, paralysis on a coin flip. Got the other one. Pretty cute. It's these are cool Pokemon. I'm guessing they're like electric water Pokemon or something, or maybe just electric Pokemon. I don't know. And then this is the evolution. Bellybolt EX. Cool. Yeah, I think, yeah, I've seen this in like the trailers. I guess it's like the frog evolution. So it's a stage 1. Jump press. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. It's that snipe. It's weak though, and it needs 2 energies. Even if you use like a DC-esque energy, that's not that good. And then the big attack, 160 for 3. You may discard 2 lightning energies attached to this Pokemon. And if you do, auto paralysis. Yeah, I knew it. Not good. Doing this is always risky when your opponent switches. You'd rather just discard energies and do high damage. Try and get like a 1-hit KO or something. So it's just, this is never, is very rarely this is a good thing. Like auto paralysis for sacrificing, discarding energies and this sort of shit. It just doesn't work out most of the time. I mean, you stall in a way, what's the point? I mean, I guess they gotta give some different shit, but I mean, I just don't see this card doing anything, I'm not gonna lie. The HP is great, but other than that, not much else. We got Jigglypuff and Wigglypuff. Nothing. Once during your turn, you may attach 1 therapy energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon in play. So I guess this is going to work as an energy acceleration Pokemon for this new type of energy that must be in this set. Okay, everything else is useless. And then we got Spiritomb. Didn't we get another Spiritomb recently? Dark Disaster, as long as Pokemon is in play, all basic Pokemon V have new abilities. So see, I always hate it when they do this. So once again, they gave it to Vs, but not EXs. So they just, once, I mean, the Vs, they're gonna rotate out anyway in the first place. It's always power creep, they're always gonna rotate out. But when they do this sort of shit, they did the same shit with the VMAXs, printing cards specifically to counter VMAXs, but not like a V-Stars and what have you. So this is going to counter those cards specifically, but not EXs. I mean, I'll admit, if it just affects EXs too, it can't be busted, but they could have made it so it has to be active or something. This just makes the EX Pokemon, it's basically Pokemon saying, yeah, forget the Vs, forget the V-Stars, just buy our new EX cards. Just do that. So I don't like it when they do this. It's quite annoying. It's just very, very overt Yeah, fuck the old cards. Use the new cards. Buy our new shit. I mean... Anyway. I guess at least it's not going to affect the V-stars. And then vanish, put this card and all cards attached to it into your hand. Yeah, no point. He's always going to be dead anyway with 60 HP. If you leave it active. I don't know. Anyway. Sandy, Gast, and then Palo Sand. Nothing. And... pretty interesting background once again. Kind of reminds me of a beach in my country. I think that's like a beach in the background, right? Like far away. Maybe, maybe not. And then Palo Sand, 150 HP stage 1, so yeah, it makes the other ones look worse. Shit, 2 for 40 attack. Absolutely pathetic, man. Why are they still doing this? I will never know. Why? How can you print an attack like this in this day and age? Once again, check cards from like 15 years ago and understand how pathetic this is. And I'm not even talking about the best cards from 15 years ago, just regular ass cards from the Diamond and Pro era, just cards that were average or decent. You're gonna see them having the same attacks. Okay? Jesus Christ. And then the ground power, if there's a stadium in play, 160 for 3, too slow, too weak, not going to do anything once again. And then you got the Cerulege. I guess this is the Mega Man Navi dude. Life Drain, heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. And I think it evolves from like the Fire dudes, yeah, that didn't have the evolution. So he's always going to be dead. Once again, the healing not going to amount to much. 50 for 2 is shit. And then Will of the Sword. Doesn't have the F, but anyway. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon X, Pokemon V, 200 damage for 3. This is a bit useful. If you do manage to pull this off, this attack, you're just pulling one attack off and then dying once again, losing all of the energies. So this isn't going to be that effective even as a EX and V counter, but maybe some people are going to try and tech this in as a line. I guess if you have Psychic Energy Acceleration, you can power this up quickly, then you don't care about the lost energies, then it might not be too bad. Maybe you use this with Gardevoir. I don't know. We got Tinkatink. Put an item card from your discard pile into your hand. Just a basic. Could be a little bit busted, but you only get one card. And Tinkantuff. I think this is stage 1, so play rough. 60 if you get heads, and then Pulverize and Press. Isn't affected by any effects. Whatever. Cutesy Pokemon holding a hammer. And then this is the EX, Tinkanton EX. This isn't as cute, but maybe it's the angle they did the artwork in. So it's a 300 HP stage 2. This isn't so good. I mean, I've said before, I think eventually cards like Gardevoir EX with 310, that stage 2 HP is going to be at power crept. So this is even weaker. I mean, humongous hammer, just 30 damage for each card in your hand. So if you have 6 cards, this is 180 for 2. This is kind of respectable. You're gonna need some sort of support or engine to make sure you keep having cards in your hand. I guess you could always just do like a Professor Research, draw 7 and then not do shit. And then that's like, how much damage? 210 for 2? That's strong. But I mean, are you going to use your supporter to draw 7 cards and not play anything? I don't know about that. Perhaps if we had things like Chorus in the format or other heavy-duty draw cards, this could have been pretty good. Copycat is a card, but it's not as reliable. Um, it's something though. And then the second attack, pulverize and press 140 and not affected by any effects. So this isn't very strong, but this is a tech counterattack basically. Ignoring effects can always be useful against wall Pokemon. They're gonna block your shit and what have you. So I don't mind the second attack that much and the damage not being the greatest. It just means that your first attack has to be your main attack to do damage, and yeah, it's not that good. I mean, actually, even the second attack, there's things like Giratina, I think it does like 160 for 3, can ignore effects. There's other Pokemon that do more base damage, so I believe they should have made the second attack be at least like 170, 180 for 3 and then ignore effects. Then at least, even if you can't use the first attack, you got a reliable second attack always. But 140 is just too weak. It's not even going to be that good for 2 KOs. But that's this guy. Got a Tyranitar line. It looks like it's going to be dark as well from the looks of things. Doesn't do anything. Kind of dig the artwork though. Nice background once again. Pupitar. This isn't as good. And Barboach. Hide. Yeah, bullshit. Waste of time. Is this supposed to be underground? No, I think it's just in the mud or some shit. Doesn't do anything. Whiscash. Shit as well. 140 for 4. Useless. And then discard a card from the top of your opponent's deck for each fighting energy attached to this Pokemon. So there used to be a McMortar that did this for fire energies. I was a bit too harsh on it on my TCG overview, but I mean, at the end of the day, it still wasn't the greatest card. But you could have built a deck around it, I guess, according to Jason Klasinski's WordPress page. This is similar to Stage 1. It's for fighting energies. There is no fighting energy acceleration though, but you don't discard. So yeah, I guess it's stronger. But we don't have fighting energy acceleration. Or, actually let me correct this. We do with Claydol. But you're gonna need to make a deck without supporters. But I actually think this is a strategy for decking out your opponent. It might not be the best, but it's something maybe people are gonna try and use. So Whiscash Claydol deck, if you wanna make a deck out deck, maybe it'll work. And I'm gonna be annoyed. Then we got Croagunk and Toxicroak. Auto Poison and then Toxicroak. 30 for 1 and then Auto Poison 60 for 2. Weak as all fuck. And then Crabrawler and Chronominable. Doesn't do anything. Stage 1, 160 HP. I think we had other ones with the same HP in the Sun and Moon era, so is this even that good? Or maybe it was 140 HP, I don't remember. But I mean, it has 2 for 50, which is shit, and Knuckle Impact. 170 for 3, can attack, it doesn't matter, it's gonna be dead. Too slow, low energy, low damage. Passimian. Move an energy attached from this Pokemon to your bench Pokemon, whatever. Mushroom. Little square mushroom. Okay. Oops. What the fuck did I do? Heal damage. Yeah, whatever. And then you got this dude. Kind of remind me of one of the Mega Man, like Cubemon or whatever the fuck it was from the Season 1 anime. Anyway. So coin flip shit, bullshit, okay. And then it does have a stage 2, goddamn. Okay, now this is kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of cool. Like a cube, square, whatever the fuck, Pokemon. I mean, once again, like these Pokemon look like pretty much Mega Man navis. Whoever the designers were, they just really like Mega Man. I'm gonna tell you this now. It has 180 HP, but for stage 2, it's still not that impressive. As long as this Pokemon is in play during Pokemon checkup, heal 20 damage from all of your Pokemon. Now this is pretty good though. it's stronger than it's stronger than the stage 1 Milotic because it's going to be in between turns, if this is what they mean. But it's a stage 2, but who knows, maybe it can be something you use for a tank deck. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And then Knock Hammer, 130 for 2, it's not even 150. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. This is pretty weak, even with the deck discard. It's not good. If you use this, you're using this for the healing. So, yeah. The healing is good, but you're going to need an effective tank strategy to make use of it. Got Sneasel and Weavile. I think it's been a while since I've seen these guys as stage 1s, regular ones. So pretty cool artwork for Sneasel here. Too bad it doesn't do much. And then Weavile. It's 110 HP, 1 retreat, 2 weak. Assault Hunt. Once during your turn when this Pokemon moves from the bench to the active spot, you may switch one of your opponent's benched basic Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So I guess if this guy goes in the active position, you get like a boss's orders effect, is the way I see it. But it has to be a basic Pokemon. You have to pull a basic Pokemon. So it has a lot of limitations to it. But I guess it is a ability-based pulling effect. And they try to make it balanced. Maybe it'll see play, maybe not. I mean, it just appears to me like, well, basic EXs are a thing, but evolution EXs are also a thing. So I don't know how consistent it can be. And it's a stage 1. It's got a switch as well. It has to... Okay, it moves from the bench to the active. Yeah, to the active. If it was the opposite, then maybe it would have been more effective. But because it has to move in the active position, it just almost means you got to use it to attack too. So I think it kind of ruins it. Maybe if you have enough switching outlets, it's not going to matter, but a bit too difficult compared to other cards. And there's Tyranitar. All right. So the artwork isn't the greatest here. Zoom in from a weird angle. It's got 180 HP. It's still not going to be enough. Route, 30 damage. 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, if they have 5 benched Pokemon, it's 180 for 1. I can accept that. This is pretty good for a 1 energy attack. We might have stage 2 that's decent, finally. And cool because it's Tyranitar as well. I might be interested in this now. If they got 4, that is 150 for 1. That's still kind of acceptable. It's before add-ons as well. But I mean, if they don't have a lot of basic Pokemon, then it becomes useless. But then it has a 2 energy attack that does 230 too. Yeah, it's pretty nice. You discard the top 4 cards of your deck. This is a very bad drawback. But maybe we can get lucky, get some KOs. I don't know. I don't like this attack very much. It is kind of quick, I will admit. If it does survive, you do route and then you can do the Dread Mountain. You should get like a 2-hit KO, effectively. So it's not a completely useless second attack. But discarding your cards, I guess this just, it's gonna make the Pot of Avarice supporter chick from the first set. It's gonna give a lot of merit. The card, the bitch that shuffles 5 Pokemon and then you draw 3 cards. I forgot her name, but it's gonna give that card a lot of merit. You're gonna definitely want to use this with this guy if you're gonna favor Dread Mountain. But it's not bad. I mean, we got Dark Patch, can't forget about that. And I think this might be a solid stage 2. Solid in terms of damage output at least, not in terms of HP. But I would be interested in it. Maybe it's not going to go far as always. I just try these cards out and they never work consistently. But that route attack, I mean, I kind of dig it. Because it's cheap. Your opponent will usually have benched Pokemon. If they try and not have benched Pokemon, then it gives them other drawbacks. So this attack is always kind of cool. And the damage output is solid. The second attack is solid as well. Nice card. So we get at least 2 solid stage 2 Pokemon. Tyranitar and Talonflame this time. We got this dude as well, wherever the fuck he's supposed to be. Search for mushrooms. This guy doesn't look like a mushroom, but anyway. It looks like some goo shit. It doesn't do much. Shroodle. Okay, this looks a bit more like a fucking mushroom. Ugly Pokemon though. Spit Poison, Auto Poison. Wait, it's the same shit. I guess a different angle. And then this is the second form, like the evolution. So Spit Poison, Auto Poison. How the fuck are you gonna give it the same shit anyway? And then Colorful Graffiti. Discard as many basic energies from your hand. 40 damage for each type of energy discarded this way. Needs a lot of support. I don't think it's going to be that good. Anyway, I'm just going to grab a sip real quick. God damn. Guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, show me some love. Because I bust my ass to make these types of set reviews. Take a long time. I just yell and talk non-stop. It's very tiring. It just takes a lot of energy. So show some love. Anyway, we got the Bombardier. It's the, I guess, Swan Pokemon. I've seen it from the other set too. It's dark this time though, so it's a dark water, whatever. Delivery Pocket, search your deck for a basic Pokemon and then put it onto your bench. Okay, it's just 1 though, that's not that good. And then Dark Edge, 120, discard 1. That's not that good either. I guess you can use this as basic attacker for Darkness decks with Energy Acceleration, like Hydreigon. I think that card must have rotated out though. It's too bad. I didn't end up utilizing it in the end that much. And it's just very sad. We just didn't get the right attackers. That fucking, what was it, from the Rebel Clash or Darkness Ablaze? I think the Grimmsnarl VMAX, it just wasn't the right card. Anyway, but I mean, even if you would use this in those sorts of decks, there's plenty of competition. There's Darkrai and other Pokemon that can do similar or even more damage for the same cost. We got Noibat and Noivern EX. Did I see that right? Okay. The little guy doesn't do much, like the urban, or I guess houses with open lights at night, whatever the fuck. Anyway, like the background, but it doesn't do much. Noivern EX though. So this is a stage 1 EX Pokemon with 260 HP and free retreat. So it sacrifices a little bit of HP for that free retreat. That can be useful, we'll take it. And it does Covert Flight. 70 for 2 during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon from attacks by your opponent's basic Pokemon. Okay, so not the greatest damage, but it's this sort of effect where you become an invincible wall against some type of Pokemon. Basic Pokemon in this case. This can be useful. It's not going to be useless, that's for sure. Obviously, evolution Pokemon aren't going to care, but you just use it at the right time, I guess, right opportunity. It always depends on the matchup. And then it has a 2 for 140 attack. It's not 1, like it says on Cerebi here. During your opponent's next turn, they can't play any special energy or stadium cards from their hand. So, Disruption. This guy has done shit like this before. 140 for 2 is kind of weak, but the effect is kind of strong. Once again, it just depends on the matchup. But I guess this is a straight Disruption anti-meta-esque Pokemon, you could say. Disruption Pokemon in general. Who knows, it might be good a little bit of support. I mean, the fucking Whimsicott V-Star, it had its time, but then it kind of faded out. So I don't know if this is going to be that good. We'll see. Giraffaric doesn't do anything, and then the evolution. Oh god, what the fuck am I clicking on? Shit. The Farigraph. I mean, I think I always prefer like the OG Gen 2 unreleased form, or whatever the fuck it was. You guys can find out if you don't know. Like the data mine stuff that got found out. I guess this is kind of okay, but I mean, I guess the tail goes into its head from the ass. That kind of looks whatever. So useless, 130 for 3 attack, 140 HP, the same bullshit. And then whichever phase, choose either yourself or your opponent. The chosen player shuffles their hand to their deck and then draw 4 cards. That's not that great. I mean, you can use this for like a draw attack, but it's not going to be good. Or a disruption attack for your opponent. It's not going to be that good either, but I mean, we can't have this on an ability like Machado, that's for sure. It got banned for a reason. So I guess this is kind of balanced. Kind of slow. 2. Maybe some troll decks are going to try and use this, maybe not. Don't think so. We got the Fletchling. Nothing much. Nice background once again. Don't know what it reminds me of. And then we got the mice family. Draw 2 cards, 30 HP though, goddamn. And then you got this other form. They're holding some berries, pretty cute. I will admit these are some pretty cute, simple Pokemon. But sometimes simple is the best. And then the evolution, Mousehold. Wait, I thought it was 4 dudes. There are 3 this time? Where's the other one? Am I missing something? There was supposed to be like the parents and then 2 kids, not 1 kid. So where did the other one go? I have no idea. Gentle Slap. Damn, this is wait a minute though. I think this is another basic. No, it's a stage 1. It's the evolution. Just too fucking weak. 2 for 50 is crap. And then Bite and Bite. Put a damage counter on each of your Pokemon for each Mousehold you have in play. So you're gonna need to get all 4 of these out, just 3 or 4, just to put 3 damage counters on all of your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, this isn't that good. For 3 energy as well, that's the biggest insult. It's too bad. They could have made them be a good spread deck, even with the shit HP. If they had, like, the damage was better, the energy cost was better, but no, they had to make him useless. And then we got Flamingo. Flamigo, straight up, that's the name. Sudden Swarm. When you play this Pokemon to your bench, you may use this ability once. Search your deck for up to 3 Flamingo and add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So this is very specific to this Flamigo Pokemon. So you basically get his other siblings from the deck. But it's still heavy duty search card. I mean, if you guys know how the Thunder Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh works, this kind of makes me think of it like that. You just grab a bunch of copies, deck thinning, just getting resources into your hand. I mean, I think Emolga was better at the end of the day from the Sun and Moon era. Much more reliable, more effective, and you could get other targets too, not just itself. But I guess you can grab instantly 3 cards with this, which can make it strong. And then Unity Wings does 20 damage for each Pokemon with the same Unity Wings in your discard pile. Holy shit. So I think this Unity Wings thing, there were Pokemon from the Snow Hazard set that do it. I think maybe from the first Scarlet and Violet set, I'm not too sure. It's more of the same sort of style of Mat Party, you know, Night March, all that shit, but maybe it's something. I mean, this is just a basic Pokemon, needs a DC to do it. It gives you a useful effect as well to grab your targets, so it's going to be consistent. You can just grab the other birds and then discard them. Perhaps this is going to be a deck, and even if you don't do the Unity Wing shit, you can use this Flamingo shit for other combos. So it's a good Pokemon. I can see a lot of uses for it. And then we got Delivery Drone, down to the trainers finally. Flip 2 coins. If both are heads, search your deck for any one card, put it into your hand. I guess if one of them is tails, you don't get shit. Once again, I don't like this sort of effects because it's gambler cards with very, very powerful effects if you do get lucky. Anyway, it exists now. We got the Brave Amulet. The basic Pokemon this card is attached to gets 50 HP. So I guess that's something shit like Donphan can use. Yeah. But I mean, they've got that other tool as well to block 30 damage. And then we got this mustache old dude. Saguaro. Choose up to 2 of your Pokemon and heal 50 damage from each Pokemon you chose. That can be a solid healing card, I guess. But you gotta gain the effect on 2 Pokemon, otherwise it's not good. Iono. More of these characters with fucked up ass hair. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it at the bottom of their deck. And if either player put any cards on the bottom of the deck in this way, each player draws a card for each of his or her remaining prize cards. So is this N again? Each player shuffles their hand. It goes on the bottom though, specifically. And if you any cards, you draw the same as the remaining prize cards. Okay, so it is N in a way. Rocket's admin, N. We get another version of this card. I think it's going to be very necessary though in the format, because I guess if in the beginning it's going to be a solid shuffle, draw 6. Yeah, it's pretty much, I'm trying to figure out so I don't make any mistake, but yes, it is pretty much N. You're gonna get straight 6, even if you shuffle, even if you put in like 2 cards from your deck at the bottom, you're still gonna draw 6 if you got like 6 prize cards. So yeah, and then it forces your opponent to do it as well, so it's gonna be disruption. It always goes into the bottom. It's actually pretty busted though, because it's gonna save your ass. A lot of the times, cards like these, you know, N, it's the card that's gonna save your ass from boss's orders, or just when your opponent just needs that one boss's orders to pull and kill you. Like, you got a bunch of hurt dudes, or they just need to pull to win, and then you've regained control of the game and they have to pull to win, otherwise they just lose. But if they pull, they win. And you know, you shuffle, you're trying to shuffle them, and then they draw the boss's orders anyway, maybe if they're that lucky. This ensures it's going to go to the bottom, so it makes it really broken. And just in general, just always knowing the stuff goes to the bottom, maybe that times it's going to suck, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's going to be N, it's going to be Rugged's admin, so it's going to see heavy duty play. We just need supporters at this point that give us solid draw, for one. And then we need a proper disruption supporter. I mean, Judge, I guess it's always going to be Judge, but it doesn't give you solid draw. So it's an okay card, I guess, Judge. But I mean, Marnie sort of made it obsolete in a way. Now we don't have Marnie, but we're going to get this, I guess, in the format. So people are just going to use this. I mean, this is a great supporter, great addition. So we get this in the set. So I'm not gonna lie, this set is just straight up better than the Snow Hazard set. I just like it even more. I think Snow Hazard had better, maybe EX Pokemon. Yeah, the EX Pokemon here for the most part, well, all of them were shit, if you think about it. I guess the fire one is okay. Forretress was good. Forretress is good. Chi-Yu can be solid. It can be useful maybe, but maybe people won't use it. The electric frog is shit. And Tinkadon, it's so-so, but probably not going to be that good. Tinglu EX, damn, I just skimmed over this card. Yeah, good thing I went back. So we get this guy too. I completely skimmed over this card. So this is a 240 basic EX. I think it's one of those legendary guys once again. Earth's Curse. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, opponent's Pokemon, except Pokemon EX that have any damage counters on them, have no abilities. Okay, so we get a busted EX 2 here. But I mean, except Pokemon EX, so it's just gonna fuck over the V's again. V stars and then the regular Pokemon, annoyingly enough. Yeah, I have no abilities. And then Lance Scoop, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. 150 for 3, and then 2 damage counters on opponent's bench Pokemon. It's 170 total. I guess maybe you could tech this in Koraidon decks. But the damage is just so inferior compared to Donphan, or I guess Great Tusk EX, to use the correct name. It's gotta be active too, that's the thing. So I don't know, I think it's gonna end up kind of like Empoleon, Rapid Strike Empoleon V or some shit. It's gonna be kind of so-so. Anyway, let's get back into the trainers. So, I think for the most part, I do dig this set better than the other one, Snow Hazard. I get the Stadium here, Ruinous Desert. All basic Pokemon in play except fighting have 1 colorless extra in their retreat cost. So specific to fighting, and then to non-fighting, I guess. Yeah, everybody's gonna get the drawback except fighting Pokemon. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you can use fighting Pokemon, I think you would still use that Pond Stadium from... Oh, damn, I forgot. The blocks 20 damage. That's the one I'm using, at least. Yeah, that's it. I mean, anyway, could be good, whatever. And then we get the Therapy Energy. When attached to a Pokemon, this card provides 1 colorless energy. The Pokemon recovers from sleep, paralysis, and... yeah, they didn't give a lot of support for this Therapy Wigglytuff stuff. It's just this. Just 4 energies to attach. That's not consistent. Didn't even get any Pokemon that has effects like the React Energy and stuff. Anyway, and then the rest is just full arts and stuff. That's it. So this is the Clay Burst set. We get Grass Energy and Superior Energy Retrieval as secret rares and stuff. Golden cards. Whatever the fuck. Okay. So I like this set more because there's some regular Pokemon that are at least passable. And I'm glad that Forretress EX finally got a special card. I think that's pretty cool. Now, I mean, the other set, Snow Hazard, they got that Water Energy Acceleration deck, which I guess makes it kind of good. That stuff is pretty broken. And a few other cards. Trainer Support, maybe it was better in Snow Hazard, I don't know. They got that ability to draw Pokemon too. That's the Dedenne GX basically, which was a fuck up. With the name. Anyway, I mean, good cards in both sets at the end of the day. They're going to be combined into one set probably. I'm just interested in some of the regular Pokemon. This Gungle card is kind of cool as well. Alright, I'm almost dead, so I'm just gonna call this a video. Hope you guys enjoyed this set review. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I will see you guys next time. What a